In September of 2022, NeuroCep conducted a small investigation of its device with 3 individuals suffering various stages of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. NeuroCep combines the use of red and infrared light with visual light, and sessions were conducted for 20 minutes, 3 times weekly, at a 40 Hz frequency and a power density of 100 milliwatts per centimeter squared. 2 of the subjects, who required full-time caregivers, were unable to complete the industry standard MoCA or 6-sit test used to determine cognitive ability. Furthermore, neither subject could write their first names. However, after just 4 weeks of using NeuroCep's light therapy, each caregiver noticed observable positive changes, including reduced anxiety, better eye contact, more daytime energy, and less nighttime wandering.
Hi, good morning. I'm Chari, and this is Diane. We're happy because I saw the improvement for her. She converse and she's more energy during the afternoon because usually she had a sundowner in the afternoon and sleepy.
On day 1 of Diane's light therapy treatment, she is almost completely incapable of interacting with the room. Additionally, her favorite book of poems, written by Diane herself, sits untouched on her lap. However, after 4 weeks of light therapy, she actively thumbed through the pages of her book and was able to interact with the room. The third subject, Francis, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in February of 2021. And by the following year, he struggled with most daily activities, unfortunately ending his career as an author. By August of 2022, he and his wife left their Florida home and relocated to their son's California residence to begin 12 weeks of light therapy with NeuroCep. On day 1, Francis's confusion was so significant that he had trouble correctly remembering his diagnosis date.
My name is Francis. I was diagnosed 2004 or 5, somewhere in there.
On the MoCA assessment administered prior to receiving any light therapy, Francis scored an 18 out of 30 or 60%, confirming his Alzheimer's diagnosis. Francis exhibited difficulty with the memory, delayed recall, attention, and visual spatial sections. As demonstrated, when asked to copy a 3D cube, he could only draw a 2D square. However, after just 4 weeks of light therapy with NeuroCep, Francis improved 13 points from his first assessment, scoring a 22 out of 30 or 73%, now crossing the threshold in a mild cognitive impairment. Francis greatly improved on the visual spatial section as he was now able to draw a 3D cube. His orientation scoring also improved, jumping from a 3 out of 6 to a 6 out of 6. Throughout the 12 weeks, no changes were introduced to Francis's medications or diet, and he continued to use the NeuroCep device 3 times weekly for 20-minute sessions. On his 3rd and 4th MoCA exam, Francis further improved to 76%, just 2 points from what is considered normal cognitive ability. Francis correctly completed the ascending numbers and letters puzzle, the 3D cube, and nearly all aspects of drawing the clock, doubling this segment score to an 80% when compared to the first MoCA assessment. When analyzing this data, Francis's dramatic response in only 4 weeks' time versus other studies 12 to 16 weeks demonstrates that the NeuroCep patented device delivers superior results.
I just feel sharper in some ways, but neutral in other ways.
Okay. How do you feel sharper in some ways? Can you give me some examples?
In writing, in just discussion in general about various things. The outcome is more obtainable today than it was in the past. I have hope.
My name is Justice. I'm Francis's son, and my dad and mom came out about 3 months ago to live with me because there was a number of different health issues that they were facing. So there was a number of different times, like when he first came out, there was a lot of really basic things that my dad was struggling to be able to do. And most everything my mom and I were taking care of, you know, like when it came, and like he'd eat on his own, but like as far as like preparing food or getting things for himself was very complex or very difficult for him to do at that time. And now he's helping out with chores. He's making some of his, actually a decent amount of his own food, using the microwave and all sorts of different things that just wasn't able to do when he first came out. There was confusion also on different like geography things, like knowing kind of where we were, and then the house my dad was referring to upstairs, and it's a single story home, and now he doesn't have any problem with any of those different things. He knows, you know, that like it seems like he's a lot more present and clear. For a while, like, can we leave him at home if he's tired? And it was a very clear no in the beginning. When we were in Florida, there was such a strong concern that he would go outside at night and not know where he was. And so I would put like chairs and things in front of the doors here, and I would put like shells and stuff on the corners of the chairs, so if they were moved, then I would wake up and would be able to come out and make sure everything was okay. But if someone were like, hey, you guys are going to run some errand at the store and your dad's going to walk the dog around the block, I would be like, yeah, he can handle that. Now, we can go for like, 4 hours or 5 hours, and we're not worried about him not knowing what's going on, or being able to get himself food or take care of like all the basic things. And that was probably the biggest concern when we first came out.
I'm not seeing any of those symptoms like hallucinations, night terrors, confusion. Since we've been here over the last 2 months, we've seen much improvement. He's not wearing any depends now. No problem with that. Mm-hmm. He gets on the computer and he'll read articles and he'll write, and his conversation is so much better, so much clearer. Yeah, it's nice because it feels like he's back with us. Yeah. And I think and believe that the light therapy had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I think the difference between where my dad was before we started the light therapy and where he is now is a huge difference. I think there's been a lot of growth and progress. Yeah, and it does feel like my dad is sitting here, not some version that's been watered down through situations and health issues. That's my dad.
On January 10th, 2023, NeuroCep reconnected with Francis for a final valuation. The fifth MoCA assessment verified a 10-point drop since the conclusion of NeuroCep's light therapy 6 weeks earlier, now scoring a 20 out of 30 or a 66%. The declines appeared in the same categories that were deficient in the first MoCA assessment: attention, memory recall, and visual spatial. As demonstrated, Francis failed to complete the ascending numbers and letters puzzle and is again struggling with drawing a 3D cube. These results are commensurate with other NIH published trials and underscores the necessity of utilizing red, infrared, and visual light therapy as an ongoing strategy in the fight against cognitive decline.